Hello, this is Ati. In this video, I'll be introducing you to the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. I do not have any sort of association with any companies mentioned in this video. If I mention dollar currency in my video, it is Canadian dollars unless I state otherwise. When I was preparing the Raspberry Pi video, it became too long, so I decided to divide the introduction to Raspberry Pi into two parts. In this part, which is part 1, I'll be showing you the unpacking, the specifications of the Raspberry Pi which I am introducing, placing the Raspberry Pi into its case, installing the heatsink, placing the Raspberry Pi in my room, of course, downloading and installing the operating system. Enjoy!
I received my Raspberry Pi 3 Model B via two days ago on Friday. It was January 20th, 2017. I purchased it from eBay and seems it was obtained from Element 14. It cost me $53.19. In this package I had one Raspberry Pi 3 with 1.2 gigahertz quad-core 64-bit 1 gigabyte RAM. There is a transparent acrylic case and 3 heatsinks. As for the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B technical specification, Broadcom BCM2387 chipsets, 1.2 GHz quad-core ARM Cortex-A53, 802.11 BGN wireless LAN and Bluetooth 4.1, 1 GB RAM, 64-bit CPU, 4 USB ports, 4 pole stereo output and composite video port, full-size HDMI, 10 base T Ethernet socket BR, CSI camera port for connecting the Raspberry Pi camera, DSI display port for connecting the Raspberry Pi touchscreen display, micro SD port for loading your operating system and storing data, micro USB power source. Now it's time to install it into its casing. The case is made in two parts, the top and the bottom. We will secure the Raspberry Pi to the bottom part of the casing. Time to secure the Raspberry Pi with 4 screws to the bottom part of the casing. Close the top cover. Place the stickers to the bottom. We will install the heatsinks on the chips. In the package I had 3 heatsinks, but for this model I'll need just 2. And the larger is for the Broadcom SoC and the smaller is for the LAN chip. As you see, my study room is a mess. Believe it or not, I always find what I'm looking for. I do not let my wife to touch anything in here, so we will remove this section and I will clean it up a little. Once I remove the stuff, we have this space available now. After I place the TV, Raspberry Pi, keyboard, this is what we have. This power adapter belongs to my Samsung Galaxy Note 4. It has a 5 volt and 2 ampere outputs. This is the minimum power for my Raspberry Pi required. I ordered the original adapter from eBay that has a 5 volt and 2.5 amp outputs. I'm just waiting for it. This is the dongle that belongs to this keyboard. I also bought two 8GB micro SDs from a local store. It cost me $15. I hooked it up and it says there's no signal. Why is that? Because there's no operating system in it. Let's unbox the package of micro SD cards. Locate the download application in your hard drive and go ahead to install it. And we have the SD formatter here on the desktop. I insert the card to my PC and it's dark, sorry, but it's here. Let's run the SD formatter. In my case it's the F drive. Yours would probably be different. Make sure you are formatting the right drive. If you format the wrong drive, you will lose all your data that is in that drive. I will name this drive as NOOBS. Click on Format. You can do a quick format, click on OK. Format is completed, click OK and exit. Time to download the OS. In our case it will be NOOBS.
From the site, I'll be downloading the torrent file. The file size is 1.09 gigabytes. And now we wait. The download has completed. I'll be following the steps on this link, and here are the steps. Just follow the steps as I'll be doing. Let's extract the zip file. In the document, it's saying that we just copy those files to the SD card. I was kind of surprised. Normally, when we copy an OS into an SD card, the card has to be formatted as bootable. In this case, I did not do such thing, and it worked like a charm. Copying the files to the SD card has completed. Now we remove the SD card. Let's remove the micro SD card from the adapter. And we plug it into Raspberry Pi. Let me plug the power cable. I do not have a remote control for this TV, so controlling the TV will be manual. Actually, I do not need a remote control as the TV will be sitting on my desk. Remote control would make things easier though. Nice, so we see the Raspberry Pi's interface. Now we need a keyboard. I placed the dongle already to one of the USB ports of the Raspberry Pi, and the cursor is moving. Put a check mark into the box and click on Install. Read the warning message. It states that all the data in the SD card will be erased. This kind of made me thinking, if the SD card gets overwritten, then what happens to the operating system that is currently running to make the Raspberry Pi functioning? Then I thought maybe it's running in the RAM, the 1 gigabytes. So I went ahead to try and clicked on yes. I increased the video play speed 8 times. The installation took about 20 minutes. Once the installation is completed, the SD card goes into this box. During the installation, I had to stop recording as I'm using my Samsung Note 4 to shoot the videos and my battery almost drained. So I unplugged it to charge my phone. And the installation is completed. Raspberry Pi is rebooting now. If you like this video, you might like to see my other videos as well. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button at the bottom. Thanks for viewing and see you in the next project.